Who's A? Who's under A? A? Who are you?
My name is Ari.
Ari, where are you from?
From the US originally, but now I'm living in Mexico.
Oh, wow. A? Who's under A? A? Okay, cool. Okay, so the YouTube worked from Zoom. So thank you. All right, let's just rock. We'll record it and okay. So thanks friends for joining me, and it was spontaneous. I just wanted to share with you my new design. So it's something I've been working on um, for a bit of time, but it's something that's like simplified version. Can you see? Can you see this design?
Yes, we
Uh,
see your screen.
the white black and white for a bit of time,
This one is
but
color.
it's something that's like simplified version. Okay, wait. Can you see? I'm hearing somebody's I'm hearing somebody's uh-huh. Give me a sec. Okay, can you see this black and white design?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. All right, so this is like my take of an Earthship. Let me just show it to you in color. Um, Basically, what we have is uh, it's it's an Earthship that I'm developing for based on sacred geometry, first of all, based on Vastu. So I have my Vastu grid here, northeast, southwest, and my entrance is from the west, from the east, but not on the axis. My insulation, yeah, that's the insulation. And basically the main thing that I'm doing, which is quite interesting, what Earthships haven't done, is I'm taking the heat from the between, you see there is this outer polycarbonate, okay, which is this guy, yeah, and there is the inner polycarbonate, which is runs on that side of, here we go, okay, and between these two there is a gap, yeah, obviously that's by this blue zone can be seen, okay, and I'm running a few pipes here, an 8-inch, a 6-inch, a 4-inch, and a water pipe, a 2-inch water pipe, yeah. And then another thing that I'm doing, which I have to show you here, but let me just finish with that. So basically between the two, because in the greenhouse, we don't want to cook it too much because obviously the plants need to be, can you guys still hear me? Just doing a test.
Yes.
Yes. So
Okay, cool. So, um, because in the greenhouse, we don't want to overheat it because obviously plants, we want to enjoy comfort zone. So between these two layers of polycarbonate or clear perspex, okay, not clear, it's a special outdoor perspex, okay, it's I don't know what it's called, it's clear polycarbonate, okay, you have this gap, okay, and in that gap this temperature will rise quite high, okay, uh, probably plus 60 degrees Celsius. um, I'm going to be testing all of this summer and in the following winter. So in 10 months time, I'm going to be actually testing it. So this summer, we're doing a live workshop where we're going to be building the side dome, the main walls, yeah, uh, the timber roof, which is this guy. I'll show you the pieces separately, and the acre dome with the window. Okay. and of course the wetland. And these things I have mastered already, and I have tested them in South Africa and at my various builds quite a few times. But the heat exchangers is basically what I'm going to be testing afterwards. Let me show you my presentation, not presentation, but some previous designs, just so you know what I'm talking about. Give me a sec.
Yeah.
All right, so let me stop this and preview. So basically, what we're trying to create is a jungle in the midst of cold temperature or even desert temperatures, because and I'm designing a home that can actually meet variety of climatic conditions. But this one predominantly I am designing for cold climate. There are quite a few designs in the past that I have done that led me onto this. But what I'm really wanting to share with you is just the basic technologies. So as you've seen that, you know, what I was trying to show you about the between the two polycarbonates, yeah? So we've got the air pipe and we've got the water pipe. The air pipe is in the orange color and the water pipe is in the blue color, okay? And basically that's the one thing, and we're taking that heat through and distributing it through the berm. Okay, so imagine behind is the berm, obviously not the house, but in the sides. I'll go back to my 3D design and show you where about it will be. But here is an additional. So that's some previous designs that's already outdated. So basically, and this is very complex. I've simplified it a hell of a lot right now. But basically taking the heat from the top of the greenhouse, yeah, and sending it through into this distribution barrel, 200-liter barrel, the blue one, the Perspex one that you guys can get easily, the water barrel. And that thing sends it through into the berm, okay? Now, why am I doing such a complex thing? And I'm simplifying it. I'm actually going and simplifying it. And I'll go back into simplifying and show you some of the ideas I've been experimenting, okay? Like with these channels that I'm doing to send the heat. And another simplified version is the ondol floor. This is in South Korea. Basically, they have channels that they have a heating oven, yeah, here, and they send the heat up through these clay channels, and they heat up the floor. Now, why am I doing all of these complex things? What, you know, the Earthship is so simple. What are we talking about? The Earthship. Here is the Earthship, yeah. It sends the heat out. The wall warms up, and the wall heats up the mass behind the wall, and then there is the insulation, and that basically all heats up, and in the cold time it gives back. That's how an Earthship works. And in summer, when it's really hot, you open up the little windows above the glass facade. At the top version, you open the green, what's it called? Like a skylight, a giant skylight, and it just starts sucking in cold air through the berm into the space and cools it down. Okay, so that's how an Earthship works. I've gone a little further. I basically want to take the heat from the top of the greenhouse, but between the two polycarbonates, because I don't want the greenhouse to overheat. I want the greenhouse to be really comfortable, that you can actually enjoy chilling there, and you know, good temperature for plants, good temperature for you, and just comfortable, yeah. So another way that I'm simplifying this amount of crazy pipes is you get something off the shelf called a well. It's like a thing for a well that they use to put it in the ground. It's basically a pipe that's welded together, Perspex pipe that's welded together, and you can buy it off the shelf. And there's 9 feet long, like 7 feet long, and so on. You know, for height. And the pipe is about diameter, I think 75 millimeters, 3 inches. Welded together, Perspex pipe that's welded together. And you can buy it off the shelf. And there's 9 feet long. Guys, just like somebody's sound there. Just switch off the sound microphone.
Yeah, sorry, it's my fault.
Okay, so basically, so instead of going all these crazy amount of pipes, yeah, I want to use something really simple, such as ondol floor, yeah, the channels, which I can do out of my sandbags, and something off the shelf that we can buy like this, okay, as heat exchangers. What's a heat exchanger? It's like a radiator thing, okay. It allows you to transfer heat from itself because it has quite a lot of surface area, yeah, and give it into the surrounding medium that it's placed in. And in this case, it's going to be soil, okay. But I'm also going to be using quite a few plastic bottles filled with water, so I can use upcycle, yeah. Um, Something else I want to try, Aircrete Harry suggested this idea, is to blow up a tube, 200 micron plastic chute. It's like a sleeve, yeah? And you blow it up with a bouncing castle fan. Okay, can you picture it? And you not staple it, but you use a plastering mesh, the textile plastering mesh, and you connect it to this foundation, like any shape out of sandbags, okay, with nails on the sides. Obviously not piercing the plastic chute, yeah? Now it's blowing up, and then you've got the plastic, the mesh around it, like this. Look at like my head, yeah? And then you nail it down to this sandbag, okay? The mesh, not through the plastic, yeah. And then you just hopper it with a hopper. You spray it with cement and maybe a bit of fibers and sand. Some, obviously it needs prototyping. All of this needs prototyping. And this is what I'm going to be doing when all the students, after the students leave after the workshop. So during the workshop, we'll build the structure. And after the students leave, I'm going to be playing around with these heat exchangers. But in essence, this paper sketch shows it really nicely. I'm going to be sending the heat into the berm. The berm is insulated. What I haven't shown here is the berm is not just insulated from the outside. The berm is also going to be insulated underneath where the mouse cursor is and behind the wall. Why? Because I am estimating that I'm going to be sending quite a lot of heat into this berm, and by the end of August, the temperature inside the berm could be pretty high. And if I don't insulate, which means separate myself from all that thermal mass that I'm heating and my back wall of my room, then I'm basically going to overcook by the end of August and early September, like overcook. So I'm insulating all around. Another technology that I'm doing is I'm going to be constructing a parabolic dish, okay, which is simple piece of sheet metal, reflective, and again, it's going to have an air pipe and a water pipe, okay, and I'm going to be sending that also into the berm, if that makes sense, yeah. And a third technology that I'm doing is a compost pile. These are all my sketches, so not AI. These are brick by brick, drawn like line by line, and I'll show you just now what I do to draw it. It's quite something. But the reason that I draw what I draw is because I always think how we're going to build it. AI does not think how you're going to build it. AI just gives you very pretty drawings, and everyone runs in illusions, thinking, oh, look how cool it looks, but nobody has any freaking idea how they're going to build it. And that's the difference between, what I draw. Anyway, and the third technology is a hot composter, which is basically green leaves, green grass, and brown grass, and wood chips, layered, with some heat exchangers inside, so some form of way to tap that heat, yeah. Yeah, and basically all that heat is also going to go into that berm through our tubes, which I'm going to simplify, okay. So this is like already 5 years of drawing, which got me to this design, which I'm showing you here, okay. So now you're starting to understand what we have. Basically, what we have is an insulation, this pink purple stuff, yeah, and we also have our burial. Okay. Now I haven't finished this drawing. I've just got it. I call it like a design level. Okay, that's the burial. So it looks like a bug. It is biomimicry in action, by the way, of course. It looks like a bug. So the heat exchangers, those pipes that I was sharing with you, and is going to be here in this area, and obviously in this area, all around them. Wherever there is space, I'm going to send the heat exchangers. And what I was talking about behind the wall, I'm also going to insulate so I don't get that back wall overheated, because it's going to be made of thermal mass materials, hyper adobe, which is 91% sand, 9% cement. So it's a thermal mass material. It's a stone. Yeah, if we just simplify it. Yeah, that stuff is all stone. So I'm going to insulate, and all of that stuff I'm going to be drawing between now and 2nd of August. On the 2nd of August, I'm running a live training on this design, and we're going to be building it together, as I was sharing with you, the walls, yeah, the dome, the entrances, the windows, and the acre dome. Okay, and the timber roof. I'd like to share with you a little bit about the timber roof, because it just was the coolest thing ever. In Siberia, I built a roof, a whole home for $800 3 years ago. What happened there was basically this guy. Let me just share with you. Sorry, I'm running all over here. It just was a spontaneous. Can you guys see this, Brian?
Yeah, we can see it.
Yeah, but yeah. Basically, it's a low grade timber. They wanted to like throw away. They already threw it outside. So you hassle for it. If you want it cheap, you gotta hassle for it. Okay, not hassle, but you know, if you're gonna go into like Walmart, you're gonna pay your ass for it. You know what I mean? If you go to a timber manufacturer, they might have some like, you know, stuff that's already like almost a write-off. They just want to throw it away, or you know, anyway, it was one of those scenarios. So we got 2 cubes of the stuff, cost us $300 for all the timber. Okay, and basically oh, basically we've put it into this type of form. Let me show you another picture. This guy. So we basically placed it like that. I got some second-hand windows, which don't open. So glass panels, triple and double pane glass. This is in Siberia. This is minus 50 Celsius, by the way, in winter. And we got some turf over it. I made a door myself, insulated. And basically this whole home I built for $800 with 2 pensioners working 4 hours a day, 2 months. 7 days a week we worked, 4 hours a day with 2 other elderly people, very elderly. I think one guy was 73 and another one is 65. So, and one of them wasn't professional, another one knew what he was doing. So he's the one that showed it. So basically, this is the same timber roof that we're going to be doing at our live workshop. And by the way, this timber home I have as a course, which for today, $100 for today, for everybody that's joined here, because I need your support. And so just for the guys who are here today, it's $100. So I'm letting you know right now. Okay. So basically, now that you understand, can you see my 3D program again? Right?
At the moment, yes, we can now.
Okay. So now you know what this timber roof that I'm talking about. It's this thing. So now you can see all the pieces. Acre domes, I'm not even going to show you. You know what acre domes look like, brick by brick. Yeah. here it is brick by brick, so you can see the bricks individually. You know what the timber roof looks like. The glazing, by the way, the glazing I got also secondhand, even all these doors. You hassle on secondhand websites. This is what I got 2 years ago for my previous home that I built in, can you guys see this picture? Where I'm passing the glass up?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, so those windows, they were taking a school apart. I don't know, they're revamping the school windows. And they are triple pane with openable doors. You won't believe it. How much do you think I got each one of those? Look at the size. They're about 9 feet by 7 feet. Guess how much is each? I got 4 of those giant ones. $45 each for that giant thing right here. That whole giant thing with an openable door, triple pane glass, $45 each. Yeah. Anyway, these were like $5-6 a piece. That's just a glass, but it doesn't open. You kind of mount it yourself. So what I'm trying to say, it's you know, it's very affordable. You know, it's very affordable, and I've made a blueprint for that Gothic arch with some how I pass things and explanations. There is text and all details is here. So if anybody also wants to check out, it's a tiny house size. It's fully legal, 200 square foot on the ground, and it's like a 2-story high. Yeah, it's a whole, you know, beautiful design. So this is a blueprint I've already done. That's my first blueprint I've done. And now I'm doing my second blueprint. And the second blueprint is of this design. Right now it's not at the blueprint stage. Right now it's just at the design stage. But I'm ready to go into the blueprint. So the blueprint will have all the construction details and the heat exchanges that will be placed in them in that berm, yeah, in this guy where the insulation is. Okay, do you guys have any questions at the moment? So we keep the dialogue going. Brian? And anybody from YouTube, guys, I'm asking you to come to Zoom because then you can actually speak up. I'll share this link right now on in YouTube. I'm going to send the link. Anybody's got questions?
I'd like to know how big is the square footage of this one, this new design?
Okay, I didn't get full all the square footage, but the main big room, is 6 by 4. Let me get some sizes for you. We're still in 3D program. Let me get back to 3D program. The main big room. The main big room is 6 by 4. Brian, just your we're still in 3D program. Let me get back to 3D program. Okay, so here's the size. The main big room. The main big room is Brian, just switch off your sound there. Brian, just your we're still in 3D program. Let me get back to 3D program. Okay, so the main big room. Why am I hearing? Okay. Era? Is it? Am I correct in pronouncing?
It's Ari. Yes.
Ari. Yes. You wanted to ask.
Yes, I mean, I can see how this design will be absolutely excellent for extremely cold climates. Is there any way that it can be adapted for warmer or even subtropical climates?
Well, look, you can look at the design now, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, so there I'm pulling the sizes, 2.6 for this. So that's a sleeping pod. You can sleep nicely in there, and I'll show you how you can sit in there I mean, it's like a nice little step there. That's the side pod. This one is 3.3, so that's 10 feet wide. Yeah, and the entrance obviously same size. One of these is kitchen, and that's all designed by Vastu, by the way. Kitchen here, so the diameter is also about 2 meters. And that's bathroom, obviously also 2 meters. The diameter is, Brian, 6, yeah, 6 meters, and the depth of the greenhouse is 2.1, and obviously the room is also 6 meters wide by 4.26, so call it 4.2. Okay, at the widest part there.
Right.
So it's not a big giant space, but it's very important that this is something that we can do during a workshop setting. Okay, you know what I mean? I've got various designs, various sizes. I mean, the future is obviously behind much bigger pieces, but which we could do as public spaces with greenhouses. I'll show you a bit more later. But to answer your question, look, we have quite a, with regards to tropical climate, we have quite a few windows, first of all, okay? So, you know, all these windows are openable and doors openable. So, you know, amount of air that can funnel through this thing, you can only imagine, yeah? That's a 5-foot diameter window, okay? I do have a design that's for warm climate, but I don't have it as a blueprint, and I'm not anticipating doing a blueprint for it like right now, because doing a blueprint is just like a lot of work.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll show you the design. Okay, gosh, Mexican. Oh, 1 second. Yeah, let me see if I can just not even pull out here. This is my recent design on for warm climate. So basically, we're looking at an aircrete, 2 aircrete domes. Yeah, can you see it?
Yes.
And we're looking at a vault, and I'll show you why this vault, because here, let me show you another view from the front. So there's the vault. So 2 vaults. One is on removable formwork. What is removable formwork? It's very important because, again, we're always designing based on how we're going to be building this. Yeah. Back to my presentation. It's again the method I've learned at in America, as strange as it sounds, but here it is. Removable formwork allows you to use very little metal and very weak mix. So can you see it?
Yes.
Okay, so basically it's you know, it's well designed formwork. Here it is. It's all reusable, so you can reuse it like hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of times. It's got some sheet metal. It's got some strong T type of T welded bar with rebars that are all reusable. Yeah, and then you basically on these sheets of metal you put mesh with little spaces. These wooden little blocks are little spaces that allow 2 inches from that allow this mesh to be separated 2 inches from the basically sandwiched in the middle of 4 inch of mix. Does it make sense?
Yes.
If you look at my hands, okay? And then that's it. Then you remove this formwork and you're left with a very cool roof that doesn't even need any plastering. So I am planning on coming to America and building this design for warmer climate. So if you want to be a host for such a workshop, then just write me in person, okay?
Mm.
And we can then run it on your land and actually organize a training and get like 20, 25 people to build that unit up, okay?
Mhm.
But right now I'm focusing on this design.
Right,
So which is which is this guy. That's the focus.
right.
Because it's been, as you can see, so many years I've been planning, and I need a working prototype using methods I already know, such as aircrete blocks, hyper adobe, and the timber roof, which I showed you that I built in Siberia. But then combining it with and look, don't get me wrong. I believe that even for hot climate, you don't need all that insulation, correct? And you don't need such large windows, correct?
Mhm. Right.
And such an big and such a long entrance. Okay,
Yeah, but
so
with intense rainfall?
look, all of this is waterproofed. Obviously, it will be designed that like there'll be a roof that's going that I can do a blueprint for this for warm climate without the berm. So like if we remove all of this, can you see how I removed it?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so this window will be there. It won't be like this. It will be much shorter. It'll still be sticking
Mhm.
out, and will be much shorter. Same as here. The entrance will be much. Doesn't need to be so
Yeah,
long
yeah.
because it's designed so long to be same as this thing. So
Mhm.
for me to adapt this and the roof, I'll do the roof with metal sheeting. Okay,
Mhm.
that it all probably runs on that line, and so the
Mhm.
water can run off. And the sandbags, these domes are all waterproofed, by the way,
Mhm.
100% waterproofed. So yes, you can still enjoy this design for warm climate. You'll have plenty of windows, and why not? I think it's a good idea, because if I'm doing a blueprint, for me to do a little bit of adjustments for hot climate will be very cool, and you'll still enjoy the greenhouse. You won't
Yeah.
need you won't need obviously all those pipes. You won't need the double. You won't need any polycarbonate. If it's really warm climate, you know what I would do? I would just use a mesh. I'd still
Mm.
use these beams. I'd still use these beams, yeah. But instead of doing polycarbonate on them, I'd probably use a bit of a shade cloth, or you know what I mean, like something that can just give you a little bit of
Yeah, yeah,
shade.
yeah.
But you can
Yeah.
still have your growing your grapes, and this is a wetland. It's not just like pretty plants. This is a wetland that takes the water from, you know how the Earthship wetland works.
Mhm.
Yeah, it takes the water from the shower and
Yeah.
greenhouse, and sends it um to flush the toilets. Okay.
Mhm.
Um, yeah. So basically, um, that's where it's at. Anyone else got any questions? So, oh, by the way, the blueprints are also pre-selling now, and for this design. So, if you want to get the blueprint, you can pre-order it for 170 today, and I will do for you the warm climate alteration, because I'll have probably quite a few other students who want warm climate, because most of them are in America, most of them in hot climates. So I think it's a good idea that you suggested that you know, that we also work on a warm climate. So can I send you the link for where you can make the PayPal payment? Would you be interested in supporting me?
Actually, I've purchased the Waterlarium.
Oh, you already have. Then you'll have this design. Then you'll have
Yeah,
it.
yeah, yeah. Yeah.
Awesome. And you, Bryant?
If you can send me the link where I can find it, I will definitely take a look at it. I got already some of your old courses
Uh-huh.
and followed your plans for the Siva Grad, if I'm saying that right. Is this gonna be there in Russia where you're building this one?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool. Yeah, send me a link. I will check it out for sure.
Well, there's not much details right now about this blueprint. I haven't created a page for it because it's not officially a product.
Ah,
But I'm accepting a pre-order, and yeah, so you can pre-order it. Oh, $107. It's $107 pre-order for this design. Uh, um, yeah, on this link, payment info. Just because, just to raise a bit of uh, to raise a little bit of funds for the R&D. Here, that's the page. So, and then the PayPal details are also on that page. So, if you guys got any more questions,
for me, it's pretty clear. Thank you.
Thank you, for me as well.
okay. Okay, awesome. All right. Thanks, guys. Has it been useful for you?
Yeah,
Absolutely.
oh, sorry.
No, it's
No,
all good. It's all good. Brian, where are you from?
I'm from the Netherlands.
You're from the Netherlands. Wow,
Yeah.
that's cool. Okay, so let's take all a deep breath and exhale through the mouth. Mother Earth, Spirit, fill us with love. Inhale, exhale through the mouth open. We thank you with deep gratitude, our Spirit. We thank you, Mother, for being with us. We thank our parents for giving us this life on this planet, in this body. Thank you, Creator. Yeah. Thank you, friends.
Thank you so much.
wonderful. Thank you so
Awesome.
much.
Okay. Bye.
Bye-bye.